What's up, Trash Talkers? Here at Veteran Trash Talk, we actually vet our sponsors. We don't just take their money and run like a Butterbar lieutenant lost on the land nav course. Are you finally ready to plant your flag and claim your territory? Maybe it's time to use that VA loan to buy a home. Or hell, maybe you're looking to refinance and put some extra cash in your pocket for more questionable life decisions. Either way, the Veterans Mortgage Source, powered by Canopy Mortgage, has your six. Look, buying a home or refinancing can feel like getting overrun on a bad op. Chaotic, confusing, and full of obstacles that make no damn sense. That's where Corey and his team come in. They're like the QRF of home loans, ready to pull you out of the chaos and guide you to the best program for you. And trust me, they'll answer all your questions. Yeah, even the dumb ones. Whether you're a salty vet or fresh out of barracks still trying to figure out where your TA-50 went. Great service, solid rates, and a team that actually understands the military life. That's why all of us here at Veteran Trash Talk trust them to do right by every veteran and their family. Ready to lock it in? Give Corey a call or shoot him a text at 808-699-7874. That's 808-699-7874. Don't wait. Unless you like overpaying and getting treated like an FNG. The Veterans Mortgage Source is powered by Canopy Mortgage, LLC. All loans are subject to credit and property approval.
What's up, Mental Health Nation? Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday, and I hope your summer is going absolutely wonderful. Here as we close out the month of July, we got a super exciting show today, and hope everybody's having a great day. I want to thank Terry for coming on the show. I want to say hi to Lynn real quick, and then hi everybody, how you doing? We're going to jump into our sponsors. We're going to jump right into the show because we have Terry has an absolute amazing story as a Marine veteran, and we want to get to him and give him as much time to tell about his story. But before we do that, we got to pay some bills. So, as you can see up the left-hand screen, you get Wreaths Across America, and I'm super proud to be part of them. They replay my podcast. I'll get to that in a second. But you can scan that QR code, and for a little easy as $10, you can donate money to make sure that those veterans during Memorial are memorialized during the holiday season. What a great program that they do to ensure that it's done. And they do it every year, and they do it all across the United States. So you can scan that QR code. But, a lot of people don't realize that you can also personalize a wreath. And so if you got a loved one or a friend or a family member, you can go ahead and do that. But along with that, as a lot of you guys do know, that Wreaths Across America also has a radio program. And they replay mine and Lynn's podcast at Fridays at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 10 p.m. And it's super easy to find. Just download the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, or the Audacy app, and search for Wreaths. For Wreaths Across America Radio for not only this great podcast, but all the great podcasts and all the great music they play. I'm super excited. I'll be returning back to Italy. I'm currently still in Missouri, sweating my balls off. But I'll be returning back to Italy soon. I got my order in for 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirit. Chris is holding on to it for me. So my friends in Italy are going to love it. So, hey, you know what? Give them a check out. We'll post their website on the chat there and a little QR code to save you some money. But if you have not tried their bourbon and you're a drinker, I tell you what, you need to order some because when you have a party, everybody's going to love it. And the cordial they have is absolutely amazing. As you heard early on with the video playing with the Veterans Mortgage powered by Canopy Mortgage, you know what? Interest rate's going to be coming down. The Fed chair's in a lot of hot seat right now for going over budget on his building. If you saw that quite funny interview with him and President Trump, that was quite funny to watch. But anyway, enough being said about that. Scan that QR code and look about refinancing your house because you know what? Interest rates come down. Maybe you want to build a deck. Maybe you want to do something different. Maybe you want to do some remodeling, or maybe you want to finally use that VA loan that you have. Very important that if you're a veteran, that you look to all the veteran benefits out there available to veterans. But hey, scan that QR code. I can't talk today, and they'll be more than happy to help you with your refinance or whatever you're looking at there at Veterans Mortgage. If you're PCSing, a lot of people in Italy are PCSing to Hawaii. Quite funny, sort of. My younger son, his friend Spencer, who just moved to Hawaii not even 2 weeks ago, was under the tsunami warning. Luckily, they didn't have too high a wave. I think 6 feet, they said. and we can talk about that again. But hey, if you are PCSing to Hawaii, you can scan PCS to Paradise. They'll help you out. I know a couple of my friends have used them and been happy with them as they're PCSing from Italy to Hawaii. So get that QR code and scan it and see what's going on. And whew, before I came on the show, we went out floating today. So we floated the James River for about 2.5 hours, floated about 7 miles.
Nice.
And so that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I enjoy floating. Kayaking and floating, just getting out there was just a lot of fun. It was just my sister and her husband and my son Lloyd, but we had a great time. It was getting kind of hot out there, and because it's Missouri, so it's hotter than hell here. But then it started raining, and so it's kind of nice to have that rain about halfway through to cool it off, and we pulled out before it got hot again. But Len, I know you've been busy. I know a lot of River Warrior had stuff going on. Won't you update everybody with everything? We're going to jump right into Terry and his amazing story and his life, as we move on with the show.
Well, yeah, a lot of stuff is going on. I know for a lot of parents with school-age kids, summer is coming to a close.
Yeah, school starts soon.
Summer is coming to a close, so go ahead.
Since the last show, I actually did some school shopping for Lloyd.
Okay, nice.
Yay for me.
So I just like if you're a parent or if you are an active duty or whatnot and you're struggling to get school supplies, I highly encourage you to check out online. Just look up free school supply drives. A lot of churches do it. I know Operation Homefront does a school drive for E5 and below families, and I think O1 and O2 also. I'm not sure, but check that out. USO does some. So for military families, there's resources out there. I know that there's a whole bunch this weekend that I signed up my kids for. As a matter of fact, my kids and my dad just came back from Philippines, and
they were modeling out there in the Philippines.
Yes, they were. And my dad, he's older. He's 71, and so he wanted to sign them up for a modeling agency while they were spending the whole summer with him, so they could have like something to do instead of summer camp. Well, I asked.
What a great experience!
Yeah, it was great. They learned how to walk in. What do you call those? Pageant heels. Those are like 8 inches.
Really?
So they have to walk for like
That's
hours.
Crazy.
For like
that's crazy.
4 hours, just practicing their catwalk, their modeling walk, their poses. And I think they did a couple, like 2 photo shoots with their agency. And they traveled to like different beaches and stuff to do that. So I asked them, I was like, okay, how did you like it? And they were like, Mom, we hated it. Hey, we don't want, like, I asked them if they brought anything back, like any of their gear.
Did they get clothes with that or something or anything?
Yeah, and they were like, heck no, we left them. They left them at grandpa's house.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, do we have to do that again? I'm like, no, the only reason why y'all did it is because that's what grandpa wanted y'all to do.
Yeah.
And it's going to make him happy. So just do it. So at least they got that opportunity to try it out once. And I don't think they're going to do it again. I mean, Sophia, she plays soccer. So she's very athletic. So she's kind of like a jock. And then my niece, she does Drill team and like marching stuff and
marching band stuff, yeah.
Yeah, well, like where they twirl the flags and then that. So definitely that not their cup of tea, but I'm glad that they got to experience it. So
yeah, what a great experience to do something new, right?
And especially like in a different country to experience that culture.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Do that. So this weekend I signed them up for a few of the school drives to get some free supplies. Nice. So we're gonna be doing that, and yeah, summer is coming to an end.
And you celebrated a wedding anniversary not too long ago, also.
Oh yes, I did. So my husband and I. See, I'm so bad with like dates in like years.
Yeah, my wife's horrible with dates. I'm the one that keeps track of everything.
It's like 14 or 15 years. I keep saying 15, and he says I'm wrong. But it's our actual our formal wedding. So we eloped in March. So our actual anniversary is March. But nobody knew about that. It was just us.
Oh my God, we did the same thing.
Yeah. So we already had a big wedding planned in Hawaii at the beach. And so whenever that day comes around, we're like, oh, happy wedding anniversary.
Right.
So it just so happens that anniversary is also the same day as one of my best friend's birthday.
Nice. Yeah, we got married actually June 4th. And then a year later, in October 22nd, 23rd, I'm sorry, we got married again. And that was the family wedding. So nobody knows about the June 4th one.
Yeah.
A year prior to. Yeah.
So as far as Irreverent Warriors goes, our friends and family outing, our
How'd
FAFO,
that go?
it's coming to an end. That was a nationwide thing. It was only for the month of July.
Nice.
But for Jacksonville Beach, it was a success. Terry was there. I'm so happy that you could be there. It was a great turnout for something that I only planned. I only had like 2 months to plan. And this is like one of those huge events, but it happened all around the country. I know Memphis did one. I know other places did it as well. So congrats to all the different chapters who did their FAFO. And I hope we were able to raise enough money. So the money that we raised for FAFO, that went to the actual national headquarters to be able to fund things like our leadership trips and our retreats that we do.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, we have some retreats coming up with Grunt Style Foundation. So if you go on irreverentwarriors.com, you'll see that. And we're coming into the month of August. So we have Milwaukee, we have Portsmouth, we have Detroit, we have Boise hikes, all in the month of August. So if that's near you and you're listening, please come join us. I know some of the people from my group, they're going to Wisconsin hike up there in August 16. But yeah, and then if hikes aren't your thing, I mean, we do adventures, they do cruises. There's a cruise coming up. Let me see. They're going on a Cabo retreat. So that's not even a cruise. They're going to go to Cabo, which is a destination, November 12th through 16th. And then the Caribbean cruise with Virgin Cruise Ship, February 12th through 20th. And the Mediterranean cruise, Cliff.
Hey.
That's in June of next year. So check that out if you guys want to.
Oh, absolutely.
What
are they going to leave out at?
But I don't know. I have to let me go look. I was just looking at it. They leave out of Italy, Rome, and then they'll sail the Amalfi Coast, so Salerno, Italy. Then
it's right there. It's like 70 miles from me, 70 kilometers.
Yeah. Then Santorini, Greece. Sorry,
Santorini. Yeah, Santorini.
Kusadasi, Turkey, and Katakolon, Greece.
Nice.
So the gateway to Olympia. So they'll have like a little mini Silkies hike on board. But if you have a chance to go, definitely it's going to be.
I need to go. I've never been on a cruise my whole life.
Really, it's so much fun. So it's they leave out of I can't say this. Civitavecchia, Italy. So it's Rome.
Civicchia, right, Roma. Yeah.
Just Rome, whatever.
Yeah. It's the port there.
I don't want to be disrespectful if you guys are Italian out there listening. I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 day cruise, and you get back on the 8th day. And it's in June, so it's a good time to go, especially if you want to bring your family and stuff like that. But without further ado, my friend Terry is here. I'm so excited to have you on the show.
Hello.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself and
yes.
Well, hello. My name is Terrence Beal. I go by Terry. Terrence is a little more formal if I'm in trouble or something.
Terrence.
Anyway, I was in the Marine Corps in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and was 18 years old. I was exposed to a whole bunch of garbage while I was out there, and it slowly worked its way at my body, and I turned to alcohol right after Desert Storm because when I came back, I lost my brother to AIDS and my mother to cancer after a 17-year battle of cancer, and I turned to alcohol to just go numb. I didn't want to feel all that. I became a bartender, so it was very easy to camouflage my alcohol consumption. And as natural progression would go, I started using drugs too. And in 2011, I got clean and sober, and was very inspired by the whole process. And after the year-long program, stayed on an additional year as alumni, and also got a job with a place called the Treatment Health Line, getting people into treatment as well. Now, my father, who was in the FBI for 27 years, was living in Columbus, Mississippi, and started to experience dementia. And so I moved up there to help out with him. And that's when my health took a really deep turn. I was already starting to get chronic kidney stones and feeling pain that they couldn't figure out what was going on. And eventually found out I had interstitial cystitis, very severe case. By the time they diagnosed it, they said that my bladder had shriveled up to the size of a walnut, so they were going to have to pull it. So I went, and that was in 2015 is when they figured that out. 2017, I started going into renal failure. 2018, 2017, they also put bilateral nephrostomy tubes in my back to drain the kidneys. While this was going on, my wife ran off on me. She couldn't handle what was going on. So I basically was facing this on my own. Once my father passed away, the rest of my family just basically turned from me, and so I've had to create my own family through dear friends and my friends at IW and Florida for Warriors, my friends through All Kidney Patients Support Group, which, by the way, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been eating throughout this whole process, because the VA still continues to not acknowledge the loss of the 11 organs that I've had. They still don't service connect any of that. So anyway, I don't let that hold me down, though. So I know that when I had that, I was going in for that surgery for my bladder. I thought that was the extent of it. They said there was some scar tissue that was in my ureters that they were going to try to remove to stop the hydronephrosis of both kidneys. Unfortunately, when they went in to remove the bladder and that scar tissue, it was actually encapsulated Pseudomonas aeruginosa, which is a nasty bacterium I picked up from the sand over in the desert. And my body was trying to protect me by encapsulating it in that scar tissue. So it was only slowly leaking into my body, causing the problems. When they cut into it, it exploded.
Wow.
And it rendered the right kidney useless. And they decided to test the viability of that kidney and injected the dye in it, and the veins started exploding. So I started to bleed out on the table. And at this point, I had what many people say is one of those white light experiences. And I believe my higher power said, "My son, this is not your time to go. You have my work to do. Go back and save veterans." And so that's why I came up with this mission in my life. But I'll get to that in just a moment. I still haven't finished with the medical stuff yet. So when the kidney was doing that, the doctor, wonderful doctor, Dr. Lucas Wiegand, that surgeon saved my life. He made the decision to pull that kidney and the bladder and back out and close me up till the surgical trauma could heal, and he would go back in a year later, and made the decision to go ahead and take the other kidney out and take 9 inches of my large intestine to create what's called a Florida pouch, which is a neobladder, in the hopes that when I get a kidney transplant, I'll have a viable bladder for it to immediately start working with. But they also took my appendix as well. So we're at both kidneys, both ureters, my bladder, my appendix. I didn't mention this. They also had to take out the parathyroids, all 4 of them, because they were causing the chronic kidney stones. And in the process, they devascularized my thyroid and had to remove it. So I'm missing 11 organs total. And numerous other surgeries for various parts of my body from the VA. But I will not give up, and I will not surrender. And I've been on the transplant list for 5 years now, 5 years and 1 month. And I do home hemodialysis on myself. I have this fistula right here, and I stick the needles in right here, and I do the treatment right here in my my apartment.
Wow. So you don't have to go into every 3 days, go into the office or whatever. Wow.
No, I started doing that, and when I tell you, my mental health was plummeting. I'm 53 years old, and I still feel full of piss and vinegar, as my father would say. And going in center, I felt my mental health rapidly declining, because you just feel like you're sitting on death's doorstep.
Yeah.
And just sitting in a waiting room, waiting for it to happen. And I was given a blessing by DaVita dialysis centers, wonderful nurse by the name of Michelle Croft. She introduced me to home hemodialysis, and it's a lot of work, but it gives me the opportunity to make my own schedule and be physically active again, and to be able to group my treatments together so I can travel and make it to these various hikes and events that I'm now doing, which are in turn improving my mental health even more. So it's a completely win-win situation. The work is worth every second.
Yeah. Because you have to do that every 3 days, right? Is it 3 days?
Well, it's
or does it vary?
It's supposed to be 4 days, but
4 days. Okay.
but I've altered the schedule. I'm not the normal patient. They want me to do 4 treatments a week, doing 50 liters of dialysate running through my body each time. But instead I'm doing 3 treatments a week at 60 liters. And it almost balances out. I'm still supposed to be doing 4. When I can, I'll do a 4th one. But now that I've launched my website, I hit the ground running, and I'm trying to be active with the other groups that I'm in, and doing hikes and staying active and staying connected with the community. And a big part of my own mental health is making myself available to other veterans, and sharing my story and trying to inspire other people through what strength that I've got. Come here, boy. And just trying to share that strength and possibly change people's perspective on their own problems.
Yeah.
Now, you said that you travel to these hikes and you make your own schedule. What do these hikes do for your mental health?
It's
Why are they so cool?
Well, I tell you, I get to be around a whole bunch of people that have seen the same things I've seen, that have smelled the same smells I've smelled, that have tasted that air, and have those things that keep you up at night, and understand the struggles, and can look at me, and if a tear falls down off my cheek, they understand why, and they will embrace me and share that moment with me, and not think anything less of me.
Right.
Yet they can also crack the same sick jokes as I do, and have some that are just as raw and fun, and even raunchier. You know, I can be myself.
Mm-hmm.
I never felt like the same when I came back. I never felt like I ever really fit in. I couldn't stay at a job for more than 2 or 4 years at a time, and then I had to change, like I was changing a duty station or something. It was, and I had a hard time working for people that didn't have the military way of thinking.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It was just so very hard to sit and watch people who just didn't think methodically or be regimented in their life or
and people don't understand that whole like PCSing every 3 years or 4 years. Like you get used to that, right? And so I've been in Florida for like over 3 years. I'm like, okay, what's next? I'm done. What, like, let me find my next position, and it's like, and it's hard to be like, to just find that stable environment where you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Well,
it's about 2 years, you start getting antsy because the next year you get a PCS. So
it's time to go.
Yeah, you get the ants in your pants, and then the other thing is sometimes it's hard to just feel at home anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and going to these hikes, they ground me. I walk up and I'm like, these are my people, and I can be as free about my time as I want. I can be as cut loose, and nobody's gonna pass judgment on me.
No,
I can sing at the top of my lungs and not just hike, but dance the whole way through. And people don't point and go, look at this wacko. They join me.
Yeah.
And that kind of holds me down for like the next month, until the next hike.
Until the next hike.
And it's much more beneficial than any mental health treatment I'm getting from the VA.
Most
with
definitely.
Zero consistency.
So tell us about, you have this new website and this new project or thing, that company you're working on. Tell us about that. What is that about?
I tell you, I through the 14 years I've been getting mental health therapy through the VA. I've tried various things, from cognitive recognition and meditation and Tai Chi and going through the MOVE program and I've found beneficial things here and there, but I've also found on the internet that you can go here and do equestrian, or here and do animal care, and here go gardening, or here and do something else, but you don't seem to see anything that's like an all-inclusive kind of a place where it's kind of like a summer camp or day camp for veterans, and I was like, why can't we do that? Why can't we do something like that where we can have an all-inclusive safe haven for veterans to all gather and get various modalities and mental health therapies all in one location, and be able to do that with other veterans and be able to enjoy that in a peaceful, natural setting. So I decided that this is what had to happen. So I never used my VA loan. So after my wife left and I rebuilt my credit, I finally got my credit score. It's at 814, and I got approved for the VA loan. And nice. So now I'm searching.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so I'm searching for the property right now. I keep running into zoning issues at the moment. I'm looking for 5 to 10 acres to make this happen. And I want to have a food forest and offer woodworking and auto mechanics and an apiary. And I'd like to, the plan is to have a large barn dominium that's multi-purpose, that can be like a central meeting area, that could be open air or closed off, and like have a schedule to do Tai Chi and have fitness instruction and group meditation. And I'm currently actually taking sound healing courses and learning how to do the crystal singing bowls and the Tibetan singing bowls and tuning forks and other various instruments. And I'm learning how to use those right now. And I'm also enrolled in a psychedelic integration coach course, because in time I'd like to also make the meeting place available for practitioners of various holistic medicines to come and offer programs there on site as well. And and because there's all kinds of new developments. Yeah, ayahuasca, DMT, psilocybin, which truth be told, I have microdosed psilocybin myself and had wonderful reactions with that, or turnouts with that. I use medical cannabis instead of all of the psych meds the VA had me on, and it's changed my life exponentially.
Yeah.
And so I want to share my experiences with other veterans and let them see what it's done for me, and maybe it might be what they want to do, because I tell you, being a slave to those pills for so many years and drooling on myself while I watched the world go by me is no life at all.
And I have my own testimony about the pills, but I think these different modalities are like the way to go, because you see sometimes there's veterans that are on like 5 to 10 to 18 different pill bottles, and they're just a shell of themselves. They're not even themselves anymore. Or they're relying on these pills so much that if you're not taking it, then they have heightened anxiety, then they have social anxiety, then they don't want to go outside, then they're too scared. Like, are these really working? And so it goes to show, like, even with the hikes, it's such an alternative modality, and it's like it's not the norm that these things do work. Equestrian therapy, cold therapy, the different, like you said, I don't even know how to say that. Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca, psilocybin. How do you say it?
Psilocybin.
Psilocybin
is the actual mushroom.
Oh yeah.
Now, psilocin is the actual chemical that has the psychedelic effects, and that happens in the conversion in your stomach through stomach acids. It converts it from psilocybin to psilocin and activates the chemical that gives you the.
A lot of us have to remember to keep an open mind, because not everything is like for one person. Like what works for somebody might not work for somebody else. So just because you're not into psilocybin or ayahuasca or equestrian therapy or Tai Chi or sound therapy, even, because different frequencies are found to heal.
Right, absolutely. The solfeggio healing tones. Yeah,
there's something for everybody. Definitely.
Well, and that's the idea. You can't use a carbon copy plan for mental health. Not everybody's affected the same way. Yeah. So to not have various things available kind of limits some people to what they can do, and if you have so many options, then you say you're staying at the site, you can wake up and say, oh, today I want to do Tai Chi, and then and after lunch I want to work out and go dig in the garden, maybe go mess with some of the animals for a little bit, and have it all available. Yeah, that's the idea. Now I'm putting my faith in my higher power for this. that's how it's carried me through all of these trials so far, and I believe that it's going to happen. I know that there are people that are motivated to get behind me. And I just launched the site last week, and I've already had an incredible response.
Yeah.
Already getting things donated, and I've got a possible investor that I need to speak with this week, and I'm already doing the work. I just helped a veteran
We need
who's
that
in
in
distress.
Florida. I don't
Yeah.
think we have one in Florida. Like, I know there's one in Missouri. There's one in Indiana.
Yeah.
There's a couple in Texas. And I think there's one in Colorado. And that's all that I know of. We don't have one in Florida. If we had
And
one in Florida, that would be amazing.
Well, that's the idea, is to get a hold of this market right now and make this happen. And I'm doing this for the sole purpose that I want to attack this 22 a day problem. It's way out of hand, and I don't think any of us can do enough right now. So this is what I feel like I have to do. Now I will tell you, my buddy Joel, I think you might know Joel. He actually is with IW South Florida. I introduced him to the Tampa hike when I was helping.
Joel,
yeah, Joel. Joel is my vice president, and he's
cool.
He's my forms guy, my papers guy. So he got us submitted for the Staff Sergeant Fox suicide prevention grant that was just released. I think they cut in like 57 million aside for this, and God willing, we'll get that, and that'll give us the operating capital to break ground immediately.
Yeah.
But we're already taking donations. I've got my website guy Elvis. He's already collecting donations of like woodworking stuff and workbench tables and stuff from various people that heard about the story, and they're like, well, we want to help you make this happen. So it's already coming together in just a week of being released. So.
I mean, as soon as I heard about your website, I'm like, we need this on the show, to probably, get the word out. Now,
Absolutely.
What is the website called? What is your business called? What is it?
It's called, it's Valhalla South Ministries of Healing.
Okay.
Now, it's valhallasouth.org is the website. We still got a couple little things we're trying to work out on the donation page. I've got PayPal linked, but some of the other ones are giving a little issue with the link. But it doesn't. There's always got to be a little something, and if that's the biggest problem, so be it. It'll happen eventually. But the main thing is I've got the plan out there, and people can see what I'm hoping to do. I've got a great real estate couple that are homesteaders as well, so they know exactly what I'm looking for, and are diligently scoping the state of Florida for 5 to 10 acres that I can make this happen on. But if anybody out there might know of someone who has that property that might want to be interested in giving us the opportunity to look at it, then that would be great too. But in the meantime, I'm doing all the other legwork to get things situated. I've got someone who's interested in being an on-site fitness instructor, and I've got other people who have voiced their opinions on or interests on possibly being counselors for mental health assistance on there, and other people that do various forms of like Reiki healing and massage that are interested in possibly coming to the site, periodically, making a schedule and doing that kind of thing. So, the sky's the limit here. I just need the property to go ahead and break ground and make it happen. So.
That's great because one thing we talk about a lot is that with mental health you got to have a lot of different tools in your toolbox to deal with things differently because
Absolutely.
bad things never come up when good things are going on, right? And so what works for one may not work for another, and so it's important to know what works for you and works for your body, and have those tools available when you are having issues and problems because it's very important. I mean, what might work for me may not work for Lynn, may not work for you, Terry, and you bring up that's a great point to bring up is with this idea of what you're building towards is have these different things there, because it's all going to help in the end run. Because not every issue that you have is going to lead to something else, but at least you can fix that issue before it becomes a major issue and keep it a small issue.
All right, real quick, we got Veronica Smith. Shout out to her. She said,
Hey, Veronica.
She says, I want to go when you get it done. I thought the same thing, but my program was for 1 week at a time. You learn the skills under the direction of professionals for 4 to 5 days, and then you practice the skills with your support system in the spa-like home for 3 days. Then check out and apply the skills at your own home. So there would be a therapist, security officer, a cook on duty to assist as needed. Although you will be working on your own, their days, your therapist for the week is still on site. She says, I definitely see this coming to fruition.
Nice.
Well, also the idea is I want to get anywhere from 6 to 8 tiny homes on the property as well, and provide a place for veterans that can have an extended stay. And I'm even hoping that through time with expansion we can even pull guys off the street and get veterans cleaned up and into the VA system, get them their health care that they deserve, and or at least some health care, and teach them some homesteading and help them apply for these farming grants as well, and maybe they could get their own as well. Just helping veterans, period, is what I want to do. But I think that having this one location that is all inclusive for people of all religions and races and sexual orientations and denominations, as long as you're a veteran or a first responder in need of mental health care, I want to make that a possibility for you.
Yeah.
So, I know a lot of people say, wow, that's pretty bold and big plan, but
you got to have a vision.
That's right.
If you don't go big, why are you doing anything?
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So again, for those that are listening, it's valhallasouth.org. On there, if you believe in the mission, feel free to check out the site, and there's a donate button on there. We're gonna wrap up the show now. So Cliff, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, Terry, I want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank you for such an amazing story, and I want to thank you for still being here. I know that when you're going through a lot of issues and problems, it's very easy to take another path and go down another road. So thank you for not only coming on the show, but sharing your story. I think will help a lot of others out there who may be struggling, but also for your internal strength and continuing with what you're doing and still wanting to continue and help and make yourself available to the veteran community. So that's really great. So with that, I want to thank you very much, and feel free to come back on the show as you mature with what your goal is and what you're trying to achieve. One quick program note: the Mental Health Word takes the month of August off, so we'll be back in September after this show. So this is the last show until September. Everybody needs a break, right? And so, but the Wreaths Across America Radio shows will still continue. And so there'll be some past shows coming on. And like I said, our show usually runs about a week behind. So the show with Terry will air next week. But with that, as early on as I talked about, just with Wreaths Across America, you got the QR code up there. You can scan that. For as little as $10, $15, you can have a wreath that's placed on the Veterans Memorial there during the holiday season. Super glad, super proud to be part of them. Also, along with that, just like I just said, Wreaths Across America Radio, we play a podcast at Fridays at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 10 p.m. Super easy to find. Just download the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, or the Audacy app for all the great programs, not only our great podcast, Lynn and I, but all the great programs they have. We talked about 10th Mountain. We posted the website up there along with the QR code. So go back and scroll through the chat. You'll be able to find that. And hey, give their whiskey, give their bourbon a try. I'm going to tell you what, You will not be disappointed. You're absolutely going to love it. And just like the video at the beginning of the podcast with Veterans Mortgage powered by Canopy Mortgage, you can scan that QR code, maybe looking to refinance, maybe looking to use that VA loan finally. Maybe not to buy a house, maybe to look buying a business, just like Terry was talking about. So hey, scan that QR code and give them a look see. And hey, if you're still active duty and you're PCS in Hawaii, I know they had a tsunami, but hey, it came and went, so it's no big deal. Go ahead and scan that QR code as you get ready to PCS out there. They'll help you find a house or find that forever home or whatever you're doing out there. But with that, Lynn, won't you talk about the Veteran Trash Talk show, and we'll go ahead and close out, and we'll see everybody in September.
All right, guys, if you haven't checked it out yet, check out www.VeteranTrashTalk.com. You'll find our dumpster fire shirt there. It's a good shirt. And all our other merch on there, including that button. And then you'll also find all of our great podcasts on there. So check out www.VeteranTrashTalk.com. And we'll see you guys in September. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care.
Real quick, Veteran Trash Talk is back this Saturday.
VTT back this Saturday. Trash Talk hour.
Yeah, see, they come back and then we go on vacation. We tag team.
Yeah, so they went on vacation. Now it's our turn.
That's right. But hey, listen up. As we close out the show, listen, we are brothers and sisters keepers out there. And, busy time with everybody going back to school. So if you get that buddy or friend that went quiet, hey, pick up the phone, get them a ring, say how they're doing. It takes 2 seconds to change somebody's mindset. But with that, everybody take care. Have a great month of August, and we'll see you in September.